All right, I am. I'm kind of dead center with this episode. It was. I can't call it good. Can't call it bad. You know, like Roman Reigns. He's not a good guy. He's not a bad guy. The guy. It's not the episode though. There's some things I could definitely rant about in this episode. Not really that much, but there's really one thing I want to rant about in this episode. But other than that, most of the episode advanced a lot of storylines and arcing stuff that was going on, so there wasn't too much to complain about. But you guys aren't here to hear me talk about whether this episode was good or not. You're here about to hear me talk about the context. So without further ado, let's get into this episode.
Rant Busters! With something weird in the atmosphere. Who you gonna call? Rant Busters! I ain't afraid of no rant. Or the goddamn super face.
What is up, you guys? It is Tyler. Welcome back to the Tyler Michonne. Welcome to the video. I apologize for not getting this episode out, getting this review out a bit earlier. I honestly was caught up in recording yesterday. Totally forgot The Walking Dead was even on yesterday. Just completely forgot The Walking Dead was even on yesterday. That shows my importance level of The Walking Dead right now. Though I will say, these past few episodes have been redeeming. The past few, I mean the last two, not the last like 4 or whatever. Yeah, there's been 6 episodes so far. Yeah, only the last 2 have been redeeming so far. So, the last 2 have been redeeming. This episode, I can't really say it was better than the last 2, but can't really say it was worse. So let's start off this episode with, we start off with a flashback of when Simon was lighting the junkyard on fire. Y'all remember back in a few episodes ago when Simon went to the junkyard people, junkyard babies, junkyard dogs, whatever the hell you want to call Jadis' group. And Trevor went over to their group and just started shooting everybody. What was a flashback to Jadis being there, because everyone's wondering like, oh, did Jadis get shot? Did Jadis die? Of course Jadis didn't die. She had to be alive for some reason. So Jadis, in the middle of shooting, she got away. She was able to find one of her falling people, one of her dead people that died. She decided to coat herself in some of their blood and just, hide next to them and act like she's dead. She played dead. And that was smart on her end, because now they're just going to go around killing everyone else, but they're going to think she's dead. So one of the guys came over, spit on her, called her a piece of trash. She had to play dead the whole time. And yeah, we jump to present time. We have Jadis, I believe. I don't know. I think she's in her little room thing at the junkyard area. She we didn't know it was like full real time until like a little bit later, but she's walking around. She has like a jeans and a plaid shirt on. Jadis was not looking half bad in this episode. I ain't gonna lie. She wasn't looking half bad. I mean, usually she looks like a fucking, she just looks disgusting. But she ain't look that bad in this episode. Maybe she looks like she ain't look too bad. Pollyanna McIntosh is pretty good looking. I think she's a little bit older though, but that's besides the point. She looked normal. She was walking around. She was crying. She had she started packing stuff. She had Negan's bat in the room, so now we know this is before she caught up with Negan. Because remember, previous episode we found out that Jadis actually caught up with Negan and took her to the compound. So then, as she gets out of her room, she goes over to another compound or another part of the junkyard, and we see Negan tied up and bound to like this moving platform. I remember what they are. I know what it is, but I cannot think of the name of it. You guys know that little moving platform you guys put trash bins on to like have it move with you instead of having to pick it up? That thing. Except it was like one of those flat versions. I do not know what it's called, but I remember playing with it in gym class back in like elementary school. That's all I remember. Episode starts. We then get to Carol. She's down in the dumps because remember, they lost Henry. Henry, being a dumbass, let all the fucking captives from Hilltop out. And they captured Henry in the process. And now Henry's gone somewhere. Carol's down in the dumps because, Carol keeps on losing kids. Carol has to stop adopting kids. She won't lose some. That's logic. If you don't adopt kids, you can't lose them. So Carol needs to stop adopting kids. Whenever a kid comes by her, just throw up a kid repellent. Like, no, I kill kids. I don't know. Carol needs to stop associating with kids. So Ezekiel essentially trying to talk her being a coward. This is the part where I kind of got a little lost because it's like, all right, we're getting into the poor writing again. I was more or less paying attention to what they were saying, but it was like, in real life, people don't talk like this. Especially Ezekiel. No one talks like this in real life. Junkyard people, no one talks like that in real life. Some of Carol's dialogue, it's like, in real life, no one talks like that. Why can't they talk like normal people? I mean, I understand they're in an apocalyptic world and everything gotta be cryptic because it's a TV show, but talk like normal people would talk. Come on with this poor writing. I know they could do better than this. They've done better than this. Anyway, we then got to another scene with Tara, who seemingly is well after one day. She comes to the conclusion that maybe Dwight shot me with a clean arrow. In the last review, I told you guys that I was hoping and praying that Tara got shot with a dirty arrow. I hope she dies. I wasn't hoping that she dies, but if she dies, I was going to be kind of happy. And she came to the conclusion, well, if everyone else died and they got shot and I got shot and I didn't die, then I must have got shot with a clean arrow. And Daryl's like, no, he might have shot you with a dirty arrow and it's just not kicking in until now. And the Daryl's like, well, maybe, just maybe, he's actually on our side. And Daryl was like, whoa, you can't trust him because he's on their side and he shot you and he's supposed to be on our side. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Oh my God. Like, what angers me about these two characters, Tara and fucking Daryl. I used to love Daryl just like everyone else, but Daryl is really starting to get on my nerves now. And this is where the rant might come in. This is going to come in. Tara and Daryl. These two, whenever they talk to each other, they get on my fucking nerves. Because they keep on flip-flopping on whether they like Dwight number 2 or not. One episode, it's like, well, you know, I don't really like that. I don't really like that Dwight guy. He's on the savior side. He's with Negan and Simon and then Daryl's like, you're right, Tara, but we gotta give him a chance because he hopped over to our side, and now he's telling us resources that they have and stuff that they might do. And then Tara's like, well, you're right, Daryl. Maybe I should consider it. Then the next episode, Tara agrees with him, and Daryl's like, well, I don't know. Maybe now he could be on our side. Maybe he's plotting against us now. We gotta get out of here. We gotta do something about this. And then Tara's like, no, it's okay. He's obviously on our side. We gotta give him a chance. We have to listen to him. We gotta hear him out. And then Daryl's like, well, you're right, Tara. Maybe I should listen to you. And then the next episode, it's fucking flip-flopped, and Tara is now reconsidering her answer, and Daryl's trying to talk her out of it. Then the next episode, Daryl now doesn't know what to... Make up your fucking mind! Do you like him or do you not? It sounds like a fucking high schooler who doesn't know if they like this girl or not, so they push him down the steps to see what reaction they're going to get out of it. Make up your mind. Is he on your side or is he not? Do you like him or do you not? Stop flip-flopping every fucking episode. It's like if one says, I like him, the other has to say, oh, I don't fucking like him. Like, what the fuck? Why the fuck can't you agree on which one you want? Why is it conflicting every other episode with you two? Make up your fucking mind. Jesus Christ. It's annoying the shit out of me. Come on now. Decide on what you want to do. Either that, or just fucking get rid of the character. Like, oh my... I don't understand. What is happening to the Daryl character? Like... He's become such a shell of his former self. Like, first he used to be this compelling character that had a lot of depth to it. Then as the seasons went on, he started to talk less and less and less. And now it seems like he's starting to talk a little bit more now. But now the shit that he's saying just doesn't make any fucking sense. He keeps on, every other episode, he conflicts what he said in the previous episode. Daryl either is delusional or just fucking stupid. It's one of the two. He could be a meathead. Maybe he just knows how to shoot zombies, but when it comes to thinking, it's not all there. I mean, it wouldn't be too far of a stretch because in previous seasons, we've shown signs of this. Tara, on the other hand, her character's just been a dumbass since the very beginning. She's cool, but she's a dumbass. And if you don't believe me, watch some previous episodes. Watch some previous seasons. She will flip-flop every other episode on what she wants to do. Every other episode. This isn't just this episode thing. Tara's been doing this since she started in The Walking Dead. Every episode, she does not know whether she likes someone or what. Tara just needs to go. I'm sorry. At first, I was like, okay, if Tara dies, I'm okay with it. She's been here since season 4, hasn't done anything. But now I'm just like, Tara needs to die. Just like Rosita and Enid, Tara needs to die. Her character is annoying me now. Get rid of Tara. And Daryl's going to be next if they don't fix him. Because he's starting to become just like Tara, but a female version. He's there. He shoots and he makes awesome walker kills. But when it comes to the dialogue, he doesn't know what the hell he wants. Make up your mind, Daryl. Make up your mind, Tara. Or get the hell off my television. Enough about that rant. So, skipping the rest of what they said. We then get to Rick. And he's debating on whether he wants to open Carl's letter or not. It's been like, how many days has it been since Carl died? Why are you still debating on whether you want to open Carl's letter or not? I mean, I guess I understand why, but it's kind of an arcing thing because deep down inside, we all already know what Carl's letter says. So it's just inevitable of what's going to happen. They just basically are teasing it now. We then get Morgan, who's deciding I'm going to go on a search for Henry because, I like him all of a sudden. And then Carol's like, well, I'm going to come too because, yeah. Carol decides to go on a search for Henry. But we then later find out that she didn't go on a search for Henry. She went on a search to keep an eye out on Morgan. But we'll get into that a little bit later. We get back to Negan. This is what they should do every episode. Flip-flop between groups and what's going on instead of one episode focus on one group, one episode focus. They've been doing this for the second half of season 8, so I'll applaud them on that. Get into some Negan banter with Jadis. Jadis gets this walker who's basically, I don't know if the walker is tied to this platform, this other moving platform, or if the walker is embedded in it. But basically, the walker is embedded in this platform, and she's about to kill Negan with it. Negan's like, oh, so you're just gonna kill me slowly. I see how it is. They're talking to each other. Negan's like, look, you don't have to kill me. You don't have to do this because he didn't do it. Basically, Simon went rogue and decided, let's kill all the junkyard people. That wasn't Negan's decision. Negan didn't tell Simon to do that. Simon decided to do that and commanded the rest of his people to do that. So Negan's like, no, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. I understand where you're coming from. And he even apologized to Jadis. Like, look, I'm sorry for what happened here. I really am. I did not want this. I did not ask for this. I did not command them to do this. They went on their own shit. I shouldn't have trusted Simon. And he basically all but said that I shouldn't have trusted Simon, which is going to lead to some dissension in the next episode. Ooh, a fight between Simon and Negan. I kind of want Simon to win, but that's besides the point. Jadis teases swinging on Negan. Now with her fist, that'd be actually kind of cool though. Swinging on Negan with Lucille. We get to a commercial break, and I'm like, damn well that ain't gonna happen. we ain't fucking stupid. We know that shit ain't gonna happen. But it was so weird because you would think that mid swing they would cut to a commercial, but no, she goes for the swing and stops, and then they cut to commercial. I'm like, the fuck? You just basically spoiled the fact that she didn't do it. Why didn't you cut before she swung? And then I would have been like, oh my god, that she killed it. No, they cut after she swung and stopped. I'm like, well, you just ruined it. I already know she didn't kill him now, but, whatever. Morgan starts hallucinating about Henry because Morgan is fucking insane and is hallucinating about everybody now. Next thing you know, he's going to be hallucinating about Carol being naked and having sex with her. I'm sure that's going to be something that comes up soon. I mean, of course it's not going to happen, but, I'm not surprised what Morgan hallucinates up to now. Hopefully he can hallucinate about Tara, Enid, and fucking Rosita getting bludgeoned to death by Negan. I would like to see a hallucination of that. I would then cry later because it's not real. But I gotta stop. Negan manages to get a hold of a flare, a gun, and a picture of, I believe it was a picture of her and her place, like her junkyard people, I guess her family. That was family to her. And Negan's like threatening her, like, I'm gonna set this shit on fire if you don't let me go. And she's pleading with him because what I forgot to mention was that Jadis basically got a little barrel, filled it up with ice and some other type of shit and salt and shit, and is gonna set Lucille on fire. And, of course, that's his baby. He doesn't want Lucille to get set on fire. So he's like, fuck that. If you're gonna set that on fire, I'm setting these pictures on fire. Then Jada starts pleading, like, please don't do this. I don't want you to do. And here's the weirdest thing happened. Jada dropped her accent, she dropped her stick, and she was pleading and talking to him like a normal human being. You mean to tell me it's not an act? Apparently it wasn't. She spoke like a normal person. A normal person. In full-fledged sentences. She had an accent that kind of mirrored her old self, but I like this. It's development. We're showing vulnerability here of Jadis. And I like this. It's starting to make me cling to the character a little bit more. At first, I didn't like her. I didn't understand why the fuck they were there. But now, this character depth, it's working. So now, Jadis is debating on whether she wants to actually set the pictures on fire or not. Negan somehow gets a hold. Well, before that happens, Negan reveals to Jadis that I had a wife named Lucille, and she got me through a lot of shit in the real world. Now I have this bat after she died, and I named her Lucille after my wife, because Lucille's been getting me through the Walker apocalypse. Which makes sense, and this is more character development for Negan. This is what I've been wanting this whole time. Character development of Negan. Why does Negan hate people? Why does Negan do the thing that he does? Why does Negan hold this bat in such high possession? I've said this in my Walking Dead Season 8 rant. This is what I've been wanting. It wasn't enough. It wasn't a lot, but we got a little bit of it. So I like that. I liked it. Negan somehow gets out of his thing. I don't know how he got out of it, but he got out of it. He starts fighting with Jadis. The flare falls into a puddle, so now he can't burn shit. He can't burn He can't burn the pictures, and Jadis can't burn the bat. But then we see the fucking weirdest thing so far this season. We see a fucking helicopter. Now, I didn't mistake this for a bird. I didn't mistake this for a I did not mistake this. This was in clear view, hovering. You could hear the sound and everything. A fucking helicopter in the distance. And this helicopter looked fairly close. This helicopter looked like it was at least like lowered. I don't know, like something like a fucking 2,000 feet away. It in the air, maybe 1,000 feet in the air, 2,000 feet far. It wasn't far. It wasn't that far away. It looked like it was fairly close by, and it was hovering in the air, like it was looking for people. Jadis picks up another flare that she found somewhere, and she's waving it down, like, "Hey, we're over here, please help me." But I guess the helicopter didn't see it, so it starts flying away, and she starts crying because now there's no help. No one's coming to get her, which is just fucking weird. I gotta make a theory on that a little bit soon about what the helicopter could mean. And Jadis in this decides not to kill Negan, I guess. Maybe Jadis has known about this helicopter. She's known about these people, but we didn't get it. We didn't get that. We find Rick went on a search for Morgan. Morgan and Rick's at it again. They go on a search for Henry. They find a severed arm and a severed leg and get knocked out in the process. Who did he get knocked out by? The Hilltop Captives. The people who got captive in the Hilltop. You know, Maggie had them chained and, you know, in the fucking shed in the Hilltop. Those people. So they're in some gas station, and they're talking about killing Morgan and Rick. And of course, you know that's not going to happen. What they don't know is that there's a herd coming. So they think they have all the time in the world. They're just going to kill Rick off slowly. Now, Rick makes a proposal, a deal to them. Like, look, if you guys let me go, we can reconsider this. We'll talk about this. I can make a deal. You guys can be a part of our team at the Hilltop. And the Hilltop is like, considering it, they're like, yeah, I mean, the captains consider it. They're like, yeah, I mean, maybe he might be telling the truth. Of course, the leader, the long-haired guy, the very long-haired guy was like, no, I don't believe them. They're talking shit. He's trying to get us on his side, and so that way he can kill us. And Rick's like, look, you have my word. And a man's word is the only thing that's valuable in this world at this point. And Morgan's talking his jibber-jabber, talking about the herd coming, and I don't die, and all that shit. All Morgan shit. You know how Morgan says at this point. The herd comes in, and they're starting to kill off the herd. And Morgan and Rick are like, look, you gotta cut us loose so that way we can help you guys fight. They cut them loose. They help up fight off the walkers. And then Morgan and Rick turn their backs and they just start killing motherfuckers left and right. Long-haired guy runs off. Morgan chases him down. They start fighting. They get a hold of the stick. And I kind of skipped the scene between Morgan and Carol, but that's besides the point. They get a hold of the stick, at the big long staff that Morgan has. They get a hold of that. He runs off. Morgan catches him off guard, closes him in with some walkers, and the walkers eat him alive. And yeah, we then get another scene where Carol finds Henry off somewhere. I think he was, I don't know where the hell he was, but she finds Henry. Put it that way. And they get back to the hilltop, and everyone's happy. They're overjoyed, like, yeah, we find a little kid who let the fucking captives loose. But it doesn't matter because the captives are dead at this point. So they get back. Morgan and Rick get back. Everyone's safe and sound. Morgan apologizes to Henry, telling him, I killed the person who killed your brother. And Henry and him rejoice. Carol walks by Ezekiel, kind of like I saved him, whatever face. That was kind of funny. So then the closing moments of the show we got was Negan picking up a hidden person. We didn't really get a shadow of what that person was or who that person was, but he picks him up in his car. He heads back to his own compound, and he tells people, keep it silent. I'm going to make a surprise entrance. Then we get Daryl, Rosita. They make their way over to the Negan compound, and they're spying on everybody. And then we get the final shot of Rick deciding to open Carl's letter. And while we don't see what Carl said or hear what Carl said, we get the context of it by reading Rick's facial expressions. And yeah, that was the episode. Kind of a cliffhanger. Next episode looks like it's going to be more focused on... Keep on stuttering, my bad, guys. It looks like it's going to be more focused on the saviors and whatnot. So we're getting one of them episodes. Hopefully we get a fight between Negan and Simon. That'll be pretty interesting. But yeah, that was this episode of Walking Dead. Very in the middle about it. I can't say I didn't like it. Can't say I liked it all too much, though. But yeah, that was it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this episode. Love you guys as always. Comment down below what you thought about this episode. Like this video. Share it. All that jazz. And make sure you guys tune in this Saturday for the NXT TakeOver live stream. And this Sunday for the WrestleMania live stream. Love you guys. And I'll talk to you all later. Peace out.